almost a midnight blue-skinned, humanistic-looking creature, although only humanistic from about the waist up. From the waist down, she appears to have almost cricket-like legs that end in two long, segmented toes. She has two feather-like antennae that come out of the top of her head, and she's dressed in a blue gown with a scarlet sash coming out from underneath. You see that it's peeking down over the opposite side of the house, like it's trying to see where all of you went. Although it almost looks like pre-skeleton Zelene is giving it a hug from behind, as you realize that it has her skin tied with her arms tied around its neck like a shawl.
Don't nobody know how the life will go. If you listen close though, you can hear the dice roll and the characters narrating everything as they go. So let it go, let your imagination flow.
Go ahead and roll perception.
17 for me.
Okay.
17.
Out the corner of your eye, you catch a flapping, and as you turn, you see kind of a sheet that is flapping in a wind you can't feel on the outskirts of the town, and it seems to be as if it's wrapped around something.
Like a Halloween ghost?
Not so much like Charlie Brown, I Got a Rock. Think of it more like a sheet that was blowing in the wind that got caught around a post or something, and it's like flapping that way. So that is what you see lingering at the corner of town. In the meantime, Zell, she's searching around that corner. Suddenly, the sheet begins to move, and I'm going to let the two of you have a reaction to what you are going to do at the movement of the sheet, and I need to know what your passive perceptions are.
My passive is 13.
Okay.
My passive is 14.
Moving towards us?
Yeah, although it seems like the wind is blowing it against the sheet is moving against whatever invisible wind that you're not feeling. And it is moving fast. Everline, being as you have the higher passive perception, you also hear a noise coming from the opposite direction behind you.
I am going to turn to the opposite direction, towards the noise.
Okay, and that's going to be what your reaction is?
Yes.
Eb, what are you doing?
She's gonna watch this sheet and kind of do the universal hands up. Oh, hello.
Okay. As you do that, a series of events happen very quickly. Everline, you catch a head-on look at one of these bug-like humanoids, zip by faster than you could fathom moving, grab Zell, and speed off into the woods. Just in the nick of time before the sheet, in even faster speed, intersects at that crossing point where Zell was at.
Dude, totally not cool.
But Eb, I will say that as the sheet went by, what you noticed, it looked like the sheet was wrapped around. Now that it got closer, it seemed like it was the figure of a woman. But as it passes by the intersecting point where Zell was at, it's almost as if the sheet and the woman underneath dematerialize.
Oh, no. Oh, bother. Okay, well, we should go get the others, because I'm gonna go follow that.
Dude, yeah. Do you want me to fly to the others and you follow, or should we go together?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Okay, good luck.
I'm gonna fly to the guys then. Try to stay in sight, Mama Eb.
I'm hard to miss.
Okay, at the same time, gentlemen on the roof, as you guys get up on the roof, as like I said, we're picking up where you guys left off last time. You see that insectoid, adolescent-looking young lady, if you were to guess, standing at the corner of the roof looking very intently at something. How are you going to process this information?
Okay, well, I'm peeking up over the side of the roof, seeing this,
Mm-hmm.
I'll kind of look down at those below. There's someone on the roof. I think it's got the skin.
Okay. Could you get the skin?
Shimmy up a little bit. Just give me a little extra boost. Just a little push.
I think I'm boosting as much as I can.
What about him?
Fenwick, could you maybe get the hippogriff to help a little bit? I know it's munching on some things, but this might be the time.
Sorry, what? I've been distracted for a little while. We'll get his front legs up, and then you can kind of use his shoulders as handholds and footholds.
Right.
What if he climbs on top of you?
What? You want him on top of me?
All right, I'm going to see if I can get him to climb up your back, Casmus. See if he can push Clyde up from your shoulders to get him a little higher up.
Okay, I'm really going to have to lock my knees. Okay.
All right.
I can brace. Clyde, be ready. Grab the thing.
I'm going to do some hippogriff whispering now. All right, buddy. You can do this. I'm on his back now, and I'm guiding him to climb up Casmus's back. Come on, bud. You can do this. I'm saying this in a mixture of gnomish and animal language.
Okay, go ahead and roll animal handling.
It's a 8.
All right, who is on the bottom?
That would be me.
All right, so you feel these paws of this hippogriff push down on your shoulders, and this is a weighty creature. Like it's like it's sort of like a Saint Bernard is trying to climb up your back.
Okay,
and it's becoming very cumbersome. And as it gets up on your shoulders, it balances its front 2 legs on one shoulder and back 2 legs on your other shoulder, and then proceeds to try to lay down and nest down on top of your head.
Okay, that's my neck. Okay, Clyde, you need to move quickly, please.
Yep,
Please.
I can get my leg up now, and so using that.
No, I really can't put this.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys trying to be sneaky while you're doing this?
Yes.
I gotta ask
most
this.
definitely not.
Of course, I'm trying to be sneaky.
Of course you are.
Clyde, I need you to make a stealth check at disadvantage.
I would love to.
Jura has been forcibly silent, but he's not moving.
That is 17.
Okay. You're lucky this creature is preoccupied otherwise.
All right, I'm up. I've gotten both of my legs, I've kind of shimmied around, so I'm on the roof. I'm no longer on anyone's shoulders or anything like that. I'm on the roof, and I then turn my hand and put it out to pull someone else up. All right, who's next?
I'm gonna guide Hedwin down and have him. Maybe I should warn Casmus, but I'm not, to just give him a boost up as well. Like he's just gonna just go down with his head and come up to push the guy up.
Oh, okay. You're doing that, all right? Mm-hmm.
All right, just give me your hand right here.
All right, buddy.
All right, so yeah, you guys are able to kind of get that taken care of.
Okay, I'm going to take Clyde's hand and pull myself the rest of the way up, and just daisy chain to help whoever else is coming up.
Jura is hanging off. I think just the brim of his hat is peeking over the roof. His big bushy eyebrows squinting.
Do you want to come all the way up, Jura?
No, not really.
Okay, you see him over there, right? Or her, whichever one. It's hard to tell with these bug folk.
All right, so as you say this, you hear a voice come from the humanoid, and you hear it go, Nandiska.
Aye! Took the words right out of my mouth.
Is that a language that sounds even a little familiar to me?
What languages do you speak?
I speak some common and primordial.
No.
Okay.
Does it sound like gnomish?
It does not.
I had to try.
Oh, I said something.
Who's it talking to? Do you see anybody there?
I think I'm going to grab it from behind. Just a nice big bear hug. And then we'll take the skin and leave.
We definitely need the skin.
Right. So I'm just going to tippy toe
I do think we should perhaps consider negotiations before we get physical.
I think sneaking and taking is the best way to go.
I'm afraid they might move too fast.
But what if we say something and spook it?
Right, that's what I'm thinking. I think we grab it and then we go.
That's 3 against 1. And Headwind's vote with me. That's 4.
That's 4. You heard it. Headwinds with us.
All right, well.
Always go with the griffin. That's what my grandfather always said.
So much for the wisdom of ages.
Or hippogriff,
Do what you
as it is. Okay.
Who's the sneakiest?
We look at Jura. I look at Jura.
What?
He's pretty sneaky.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do this for us, man.
I don't have to do anything. What do you mean I'm the sneakiest?
We voted on it.
Okay, fine. So I need to grab the thing from the thing. Creature.
Grab the thing, and then we'll take the thing from the thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, I would suggest sending the person who doesn't breathe, but that's just my opinion.
Wait, who doesn't breathe?
George looks back over the roof.
Okay.
I'll do this. John, what would you like me to roll to sneak up on said person thing and attempt to steal the skin?
What I need you to roll, first and foremost, is stealth, please.
That is an 11.
So Cass says, I'll go. And he proceeds to go up this roof until he hits a poorly placed shingle that slips out from underneath of him. And he slips forward and catches his chin on the roof. You got a nice road rash on your chin right now, Cass. But with that note, you hear, said none, as it turns around, and you see it full wide-eyed, and you hear, and then it just zips off the roof.
I'll scurry, forward on the roof as far as I can to get a good look at where it's heading.
It seems to have zipped off towards the woods, and as you look in the direction that it's running, you see Ebb running off in the woods in the same direction.
All right, it's heading towards the woods. Well, I would say good work, but you really missed that one up.
And at this moment, Everline flaps up onto the roof.
So, my dudes, there's this thing that looks like a beetle, and it just ran away with Zelene. And so Mama Ebb just followed it, and we need to, post-haste follow her.
I'm going to hold you right there, because there's a thing that looks like a bug, and it just ran away with the other half of Zelene.
What is it about her, my dude, that they, want?
She is the prophetess. She holds the secrets to the future. We must protect her.
So we can use it.
I'm on Hadwin, and I am jumping off that roof with my hippogriff, and we are zipping after them.
So I'm going to kind of turn around and try to slide down the roof as gently as I can to get down the other side.
Roll an acrobatics for me, please.
I would like to do the same.
And that would be an 11.
Well, 11 will do it, although it wasn't nearly as graceful as you wanted it to be. There was a lot of rope burn and slipping.
I got a 16.
Cass, you make it down pretty okay.
Now, where was that earlier, Cass?
I'm just going to eye Jura on my way down yes, I should have listened.
And Everline is going to fly next to Hedwin.
Jura, are you just letting go of the edge of the roof that you have a hold of?
How far down is it?
If you're dangling off the edge of the roof, it's only one story. So
okay. This guy used to work on ships. He's used to jumping off of wooden things and semi-fall heights. He lets go.
All right, go ahead and make a dex save for me, please.
Boy, you wouldn't think that given his dex score. It's an 11.
Yeah, I'll give that to you, given that I gave it to Clyde. So it was not graceful, though. You kind of land squarely on your butt, and it kind of knocks the wind out of you for a quick second, but otherwise you take no damage. The only thing that took damage was your ego. I'll put it like that.
It's expendable at my age.
All right, so you guys are on the ground level. Are you running towards the woods as well?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. I'm huffing and puffing.
I'm just flying along, my dude.
So you guys go running off in the woods in the same direction, although as you start to go into the woods, Ebb, you still maintain fairly decent eye contact on the creature that's running before you that has Zelene, and you can hear Zelene in front of you going, "Oh, hello. My name's Zelene. I work for a temple. What's your name?" Doing her very Zelenist of trying to make new friends in circumstances. For those of you who went chasing after Ebb, you may have lost visual. I need you to make some perception checks, because I know not all of you saw Ebb. I think, Jura, you were on the other side of the roof, so I don't think you saw her. Cass, I think, saw her, because where were you on the roof, Ben?
As soon as Everline pointed out where they were going, I was just jumping off the roof and going that direction. I was on top of the roof, but...
Okay, so you probably... Okay, so it's going to be Clyde and Cass who need to make those perception checks.
Yep, I got 15.
I got a 26.
Ooh.
Okay. Clyde, you did not maintain visual with Ebb, but Cass, you see her way off in the distance. But every time a tree passes by, it's like the space between you and her changes every time you have a momentary break of visual. And you're experiencing a similar phenomenon, Ebb. Like, it's almost as if you're almost afraid to take your eyes off of the thing in front of you, because it's close, it's far, it's close, it's far, and you're never sure where it's going to be the next time or if it's going to be there. So,
well, I do find when you're running through the woods, you should keep your eyes in front of you.
Right, but you do hear crashing of trees and stuff behind you. With a little bit of listening, you can hear voices and familiar breath sounds of the rest of the party. So you're fairly convinced that it's the rest of your party. Albeit, Cass, what's your favorite terrain?
I think I went with the optional feature, so technically I don't have one.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
For everybody who's running in the woods, then, who has a passive perception above 15?
Not me.
Or at 15?
Not I.
Mine's 14.
Mine's 16.
Oh.
Mine's 12.
I'm 11.
Hadwin's passive perception is 15.
All right, so then Jura, as you're running through the woods and you're following the rest of the party, you also hear a crashing in the treetops above you. Hadwin also as he's running, as you're riding him, you also notice him keeping looking up and then looking forward and looking up and keeping forward, like he's trying to keep his eye on something.
They're descending upon us. Careful. He'll look up after he says that. After he issues the warning.
As you look up, you remember before you reached Pan Purdue, you remember seeing those glowing eyes in the trees that the fairy rat mother had pointed out to you guys, and you are noticing that one of those, whatever those creatures are, is jumping from tree to tree following after you guys, but not so much trying to make contact. Its intentions are unknown at this moment.
While Eb is running, she's also just like, hello? Can we slow down? That's my friend, if you could. Well, hello?
Whatever you do, nobody climb a tree and provoke them.
Are we catching up on anything?
You're running because, like I said, every time your visual breaks with somebody that's around you, their distance changes the next time you see them.
Dude, this is so trippy.
Now you're starting to understand why the Fae talk like that. After an unspecified amount of time and or distance, you find yourself in another clearing of several more nomadic style looking, somewhat more semi-nomadic style looking huts, and a town full of these insectoid humanoids sprawls out before you.
Eb is going to slow at the edge of this town and keep walking forward, but just, oh, hello. Hi. Hello. Have you seen a blonde skeleton come through here with one of your friends? Because I'd like her back. Hello. I'm
not slowing down. I am barreling through that town looking. Where is she? Where is she?
Oh,
Zelene!
oh, well, okay. We can also do it that way. Okay.
Hey, anybody? Where is she?
As Fenwick says this aloud, Ebb, you feel an unexpected tap against your arm.
Ooh, I look.
And you see the bug thing that was carrying Zelene standing next to you, although she no longer has Zelene. And she looks at you and she goes, oh,
okay. Ebb's gonna take out a little notebook and a pencil and hand it to her and mime the write it down ?
She writes an arrow and then she kind of gestures forward with it, and then she kind of with her hand kind of waves to follow.
She'll just nod her head and follow. And she has no idea if this woman speaks common, but she's like, you can write down whatever you want because I can read it. I just unfortunately can't speak it, but I wish I could.
It doesn't seem like she is understanding you.
That's okay. Sometimes I find that conversation's more for the person making it, not the person receiving it.
She is gesturing follow.
Ebb's following.
She's leading you through the city or town or village.
Now that we're seeing them, how big are these bug people?
They're medium-sized. They're slightly shorter than what a human would be. All right, so the creature takes you to the outside of a hut that seems larger than the rest of the huts. And it gestures go in.
And we'll give a little knock first. And then open the doors and she's go inside, but she'll do the courtesy knock and then, hello?
As you go, hello, you hear oh yes, come in, please.
Let's get in there.
Ooh.
I push past her legs.
As you enter into this very spacious and seemingly empty room, you notice an assortment of skeins of yarn, a large post with rope wrapped around it, and at the very opposite side, almost up on a pedestal, you see a small bed, and there is something that looks almost like a Sphinx-style cat with black skin laying there, and there's a little chain collar around it, and on the collar is dangling the disembodied hand of a goblin.
Oh, that's charming. Hi, I am Ebb, Ebora. Most people call me Mama Ebb, but you can call me whatever you like. And you are?
The cat looks at you. It kind of stretches and yawns, and then it just kind of makes biscuits on the bed. It makes no verbal noise, but as it does these gestures, you hear a voice in your head saying, "Hello, Mama Ebb. My name is Puggleglum."
It's nice to meet you, Puggleglum. How are you?
Where's the prophetess?
Well then, somebody's feeling fairly direct, but
well, yes, she's pretty important to us, and she kind of got snatched up out of nowhere, so people don't take kindly.
Don't have time to waste.
The cat sits up and begins to groom itself, and you hear a voice saying, to my understanding, your friend was saved.
Oh, I'm sure. We're just kind of curious about where she was saved to. Do you have the file location?
She's in town. We've been tracking the sheet for a while.
Yeah, could you perhaps, we're not from here. Maybe you notice.
Neither is the sheet.
Yeah, so what's that?
Sorry, we don't know sheet. Can you
Yeah,
elaborate?
not really into that.
Is that some sort of euphemism?
No, I was just saying we don't know what this sheet is.
No, tracking the sheet.
Is
Like,
it
is
a
that
bad
a-
sheet or a good sheet?
Are you saying sheet or sheep? Are we looking for a lamb here?
No, sheep. No, not sheep. I mean sheet, not sheep.
Your Highness.
Yes,
No.
couldn't hurt.
Who's he talking to?
I'm
Is it
gonna
me?
guess Everline. Yeah, probably
Everlyne's going
Everline.
to look around and be like,
Very well then. I apologize. I was not aware the name of the game was Discretion. If you'll forgive my blunder, then I shall continue. As I said, the sheet is not from around here, but nor am I.
Where are you from?
I am from where the sheet came from, but not where the sheet began.
Okay, and where's both of those? If you could. I love this game we're playing, but also would love to see my friend and have straight answers. So
I would like to point out that he is being very catty with the information.
As long as he's not feline to us.
Oh, no.
all right, well, good night, everyone.
That was that
Be here all
joke
week.
That joke was perfect, Ben.
It's going to hop down from its platform, and then it's going to start doing figure eights between Casimus's legs. This one here reeks of the place from whence it came as well.
I don't appreciate that.
Did you just say he's
From where the sheet came or from what? Yeah, where Cass came. He did work at an inn, which
I would wager to say both. That's the reason why we had to take your friend.
Yeah.
Your friend also reeked of that, as did her pelt, which seemed to arrive prior to her.
Yes,
Yes, it did.
Kind of why we're here to get her pelt.
She's being reinserted as we speak. It's a
Oh.
process.
That's
Okay.
good. Is she gonna be okay on the other side? Gonna be good?
This isn't a common thing, so
I would assume not. I would
We're-
hope not, at the very least.
You want to just point us in the right direction? Where do we need to go here?
You most certainly. This is not something you want to just walk in on. I apologize, but it's for your friend's benefit that you just not interfere at the moment. But
we're supposed to just...
your other friend here will be of grave concern because he is going to attract her.
Attract who?
Oh, I don't really feel like attracting anyone at this point in time.
But you've already caught her attention.
Well, a little
I didn't mean
a player here.
Like, give him a
we
nudge.
need more pronouns. I mean, more proper nouns
Yeah,
to be used here.
that's a good point, Fenwick, and I agree.
We have she and we have her.
Yeah, I would like to know who her is.
Proper nouns. Proper nouns. That's what we're looking
Yeah.
for.
Maybe we should do introductions so you know our names. That would help, and then you could just respond to us all by name.
Right, I'm Casmus.
Yeah, Clyde.
You know Eveline. This small one is Fenwick. This one with the big hat, Jura.
As you introduce Everline, you just notice the most subtle of bows of deference towards Everline as you mention her name.
That's not a cat. I don't trust it anymore. I was on board until then.
Or rather, I will put it like this. Instead of a bow of deference, as you say, this is Everline, it rolls over on its back and shows its belly.
There you go. I trust this cat again. Okay.
Do you want a pet, my dude? What's happening here?
I apologize. That would be far too vulgar of a request on my part. And he
Well,
hops
I
back
could
up
pet
on
you
his
then.
feet.
If you want.
Eb's like, I'm gonna have a cat by the end of this game.
Yeah.
How dare you?
I'm glad I'm not the only one that's uncomfortable. All right.
I mean, you just said you didn't want to ask her, so I was offering. Anyway, did you want to say who the her and who the sheet are?
As you ask that, the cat, not interested in what Eb is saying, begins to climb Casmus's leg
no, please stop. No.
and proceeds up his torso until it gets up to your shoulder.
Yes.
And it sticks its face right in your ear and you hear a...
Okay, I don't hate that.
Then you hear a whisper and it says, "You've seen past the sheets. Nothing can save you now." And it nuzzles past your face and hops down.
Okay, I don't appreciate riddles. If you could just come out and say what you need to say.
That was no riddle. You know of what I speak. It's what brought you here.
What brought me here was my friend's skin being removed from her body. So...
Where are you from, Casmus Dar?
Dude, did you tell him your full name?
No, I didn't. Okay, I'm from the city of Parava. It is...
Where are you from, Casmus Dar?
I just look at everybody else. I'm from my mother and my father.
Which are where?
I'm sorry, this is awful rude. And I don't mean to be rude myself in saying that. But we did ask a question.
Madam, your friend is on a very strict timer.
Yeah, but you see, you're not giving us any information. You're just kind of being real aggressive.
It's not my information to give, and I can only help when people want it.
Well, we'd like your help. We just don't want it for this.
My help is not for
Well,
you.
once again, awful rude.
He looks over at Cass and he goes, "My help is for him."
All right, Cass, buddy. If it makes it better, we can head outside. You can talk to the cat. You can get your help. We can come back in.
No, I mean, I don't really have anything to hide.
All right, you heard it here. She doesn't have anything to hide.
Trying to understand.
You've seen the school.
You know about the school.
Where are you from, Casmus Dar?
Cass, if you don't want to answer, you don't have to.
On the other hand, there's nothing to be ashamed of. You know, it happens to people from time to time. It's a complicated situation.
What happens from time to time?
To be completely honest, my memory is a little foggy. I don't have vague flashes of what may have happened.
I suppose it happens to everybody eventually, actually. Doesn't it?
Dude, at least you have memories. I was so young, I don't remember anything.
I wish I couldn't remember.
My mind's like a steel trap.
I remember the sky getting darker, a white dress, and then I remember the earth shaking and tentacles coming from above and below. And then nothing. And then Parava. But not my Parava.
Ib's gonna kind of step back towards the door.
Then that was when you crossed over.
He crossed over, like I was transported somewhere else.
In a way of thinking. About, well, where you're from, we'll say 50 years ago, there was an incident. Some call it the Day of the Tentacle. Some call it the Great Calamity. But it sent a ripple through existence. All existence. And caused a fracture. Two realities are beginning to collide, and you and I are from the same reality. We have been sloughed off as so much detritus between two worlds that are passing each other extremely close. We are... how to think of it. There are planes to reality, and there are several different realities. Some entities can cross fully between one existence to another, whereas some people can cross physically between realities without a problem. That would be individuals like myself and Casmus here, whereas the rest of you can only transport your consciousness, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Do you follow so far?
Yes. Trying to understand how I'm the former, not the latter. But I'm sure you'll get to that.
Because you are not from here, Casmus. As I am not. But you, my lad. Mom wants him home.
Mom?
We will call her the Sheet. She has many names, but we utter none of them.
Well, I mean, you uttered one of them.
The Sheet.
Which one?
The Sheet. Yeah.
No, that is just a title we gave her.
Well, I think in some places that'd be considered a name that you've given, so...
Do you know how names work? Perhaps
Yeah.
I can
I've got a few. But if you want to explain however you want, you go ahead.
Don't ask her about names. She'll start calling you some. Just a warning.
She seems very spicy.
I am actually partial to not spicy things. I like my food pretty mild. You know.
I like spicy stuff, my dude.
But I digress. Casmus here has seen behind the Sheet, and he is the only one to do so and maintain his sanity.
So he's...
I'm sorry, so she's the Sheet and he saw behind her?
Yes, now I...
Care to explain, Mr. Dar?
I mean, the best that you could maybe recount a dream. So, if you all remember, when we woke you, Zelene and I, to the smell of smoke Shortly before then, we were in a dream state, I suppose. This feeling of a shared dream. We were locked in a school with the man that Zelene was looking for, and someone that I knew, an entertainer from the inn, and we were just lost in this school. But Zelene remembers everything that I remember, and at one point we came into this room, and there was this sheeted figure, and she told me that I'm not like the rest of my kin. Didn't know what this means, and maybe I'm starting to put the pieces together, but I saw an abyss, and then I saw creation, and I don't know who she is, really. Or if I do, maybe I shouldn't say her name.
But she's coming for you. That's what the cat's saying.
So I'm just trying to understand why I'm meeting you here, Pagoklam. And I guess I can't explain fate. I don't understand fate, but I assume this is part of it.
So the sheet's after him, not after the prophetess, right?
It's hard to say what specifically she wants, but she definitely has taken interest in both. I'm not sure how your prophetess seemed to cross over into the Dreamlands.
So, on the scale from 1 to 6, how dangerous is this sheet?
34.
Oh?
Seems like you could probably just cut it up, though, right? It's a sheet. Some scissors, maybe my sword.
No,
an axe or two.
I would go as far to say that would maybe, and Pugglum, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Are we talking about an?
It's not my place to correct anybody.
Well, I'm going to assume Mom, she is some kind of interdimensional being.
As you say, Mom, he snickers.
Was that funny?
It was in a way, but yes.
Okay, all right.
Is the sheet not his mom?
He just kind of snickers again, and then just kind of goes up to the post and that has the rope tied around it, starts just kind of clawing at it. Seems like he wasn't interested in your question.
Well, it's clear what we have to do here. We have to kill the sheet. It must.
I don't think that killing it is going to be the best option at the moment, my dude.
I kind of worry that maybe it's not an option, but that's just my opinion here.
I'm just saying, if it's trying to get the prophetess, we must stop it.
Or we could just cut our losses.
Bonus, we save Casmus too, but the prophetess is who I'm thinking about here.
But Casmus is beyond saving.
So we won't worry about that then. We'll just go and protect the prophetess.
Hypothetically, what if we took off Casmus's skin? I mean, would that make it? That's what happened to her.
I pull my cloak a little tighter.
I don't think we should be skinning anybody, my dude. I think that most people want to keep their skin on their body.
So, I'm sorry if I missed it. What kind of dead are you?
What kind of dead? Wait. Who's dead?
So I look at my hands.
I mean, it's kind of rude to just ask that to someone.
I mean, at this point, I don't know what's rude and what isn't.
Are you dead?
Once again, Cass, if you don't want to say anything, you don't have to say it.
Here's what we can do. We can kill Cass.
No.
And then, when the sheet leaves, because the sheet's not interested in him if he's dead, we just go back and have him brought back to life. Just with someone better than the whole rat thing.
Yeah, but he could already... What if he's already dead? We don't have anything to worry about. That's all. You know?
I'm sorry, but this is all rather ridiculous, if I can say so.
I'm just thinking outside the box. I'm thinking something's got to die here. Probably the sheet. But if not the sheet, Casmus.
Why does it have to die? Why can't we just go back home?
I think the only thing that needs to die, my dude, is this idea.
Very well said, Everly.
We can just get Zelene's skin and we can go back home.
Right. I mean...
There's no reason to be...
Let's circle back up here. Casmus, are you dead?
But apparently there's something going on with Casmus.
Well, there's something going on with everyone if you ask the right question.
Well, the sheet wants to tuck Casmus in, maybe permanently. I'm just saying, we got to protect the prophetess.
Stop calling her the prophetess. We don't even know if she's... Listen,
We put it to the
I think that
test.
term is a little presumptuous to call her the prophetess already. I've got some thoughts about that I'm
Well,
going to
you
keep to
can
myself
think your
for now.
thoughts. I'm just talking about hard reality right here, right now.
What do you mean hard?
She predicted things.
Dude, we're in the Feywilds. There is no hard reality here.
Oh, madam, that's where you're incorrect. There's a hard reality everywhere. It's just your way of perceiving it.
I'm about ready to show you some hard reality.
More pressing, Casmus. Young man, you see, when it comes to dead people, there's sort of two varieties. There are people who are dead against their own will and have stumbled back into the world of the living, and then there are people who become dead by choice, and usually those people are very scary and to be avoided, and while I'm sure you can handle yourself, you seem to be in the former category, Casmus, which makes me very concerned for your well-being.
Your perception on death is incorrect as well.
Well, let's just say,
Oh?
Why don't you just go ahead and explain that too then, like names?
Death is like a gateway. It merely is just a transfer point from one existence to another. It's like I said, existence is everywhere.
I do believe he meant the people that come back,
Well, sure, but
not necessarily transfer.
people get stuck in the gate, don't they?
People can get stuck in the gate, but as we've already determined, Mr. Dar here has the ability to
squeeze
plane
through.
swap, or rather, existence swap. And I'd be willing to bet that's probably what Mommy Dearest wants.
She wants to swap back with him. Is that it? Did I say it right?
Is anything that's been said here, and perhaps forgive me if I missed it, is any of this a solution, or are you just piling on?
Oh, madam, I don't offer solutions.
I do. I offered solutions.
I don't care for your solution, though, Fenwick. Really.
Fenwick, killing everyone is not a solution. Because then it would be
Not
a
every time.
sad or
It's not a
Sometimes.
solution for you in the long run. I don't think we should be killing anyone. I think we should go get Zelene and we should go home.
We'll need Zelene for a while to make sure that the skin sticks.
How long is a while?
Probably about 4 or 5 miles.
How long in time?
Time is distance here.
Okay, so if I start walking now, in about an hour we can go?
No.
I'll walk fast.
she does have long legs.
It sounds like you're saying she's going to stay here and there's not anything we can do about it until you're good and ready. You're going to say, the sheet's coming for him and there's nothing we can do about it until she comes and takes him. And we're just here, so we might as well go home. That's what I'm hearing. We've done what we've came for. Our bodies reunited with our skin. Might as well head back. Sorry, Cass.
I mean, I think it would be a good plan. I can stay here and wait for Zelene and everyone can go home.
Absolutely. You are all guests of my village. Please, stay. Acclimate yourself.
Well, that wasn't the option at all.
We are more than willing to provide for you while your friend recuperates.
Once again, the opposite of what was just said.
I thought we said we'd go home and just, go back to normal life.
Yeah, and I'll stay here and I'll wait for Zelene.
Dude, can I stay with you, Mama Ebb, and wait for Zelene as well?
Can we go, Cat?
You're not prisoners.
Right. Well, all right. We can leave. Good. That was easy. Well, it's been fun hanging
We're
out
not
with
leaving.
you all, but... Well,
Clyde, what are you doing, man? We're not going anywhere.
Well, if the sheet is here and it's trying to get Cass, and this was not happening back at home, it seems like a good idea to go home. Zelene's getting taken care of. Everlene's from here.
But was it not happening when you were at home?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I feel like maybe it was happening because I wasn't
But I'll just say, would you prefer to fight something? And I don't think we should be fighting anything pretty much ever.
Right.
But if you have to have someone coming for you, would you prefer it to be in this wild environment that you don't understand where they measure time by distance? or a place where you're quite familiar with your surroundings.
I see your point. I do see your point. But the problem is, I feel like she could probably manipulate things to where I'm not familiar with it, and so it's kind of pointless. Does that make sense?
So, okay.
This doesn't make sense here, to us.
Yeah, I would say very little makes sense.
But I could go home, and then she could still change things. It could be a dream state that I'm trapped in. I feel like we only got lucky the last time. We could have been there forever.
Spoken like the royalty you are.
Okay, see, there you go again.
Oh, we got multiple
Okay,
now.
so I have a few questions about this situation. What happens if you are tucked in, proverbially, by the sheet?
Oh, you don't want that.
I don't.
We don't want him to be tucked in. So no.
But why?
We want to stay up as late as possible. It's not bedtime for Cass yet.
Well, I mean, he can sleep, but I mean, it's not exactly like when you say tucked in. I suppose we're working on assumptions here. What do you mean by tucked in?
Well, so right now he seems to be he's corporeal, so not a ghost. I don't know, but if he gets taken by the sheet, it's bad. So is there an alternative where we can, make him more alive? Probably not take him to Nick the Necromancer, given our past experiences with his services.
Well, he passed away.
And unfortunately, he has passed on.
Yeah.
But wait, so he didn't pass away. He's not dead, right? He just transferred to another state of existence. I was listening.
Yeah, he went through the gate.
He went through the gate. He's around here somewhere. He's hiding in one of these boxes. He's going to pop out and say, surprise, I just know it.
Reality is more spherical than box-shaped, but I concede your point.
Yeah, but there's so many realities that I bet you one of them's a box.
No.
You seen them all?
But what's in the box?
This is going a weird direction. I think we're in another universe that
Okay.
I'm sorry. If I know I'm cutting people off, and I'm very sorry for that. I just have a big voice.
As you say that, the cat jumps up onto your shoulder and starts to nuzzle into the side of your face a little bit.
Yeah, okay. I'm perhaps, again, maybe everyone else is on board, and I'm just being skeptical in a way I shouldn't be, but why should we believe you at all?
I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, because you're saying a lot of things that make it seem like you're an all-knowing little being, but all I've seen so far is you need the table and roll over, so...
He's probably not even the cat at all.
Do you have credentials or like a little certificate? Yeah.
Maybe that is a real cat, and the person that is talking to us is not actually the cat.
Someone in the attic with some mirrors. I've seen it before. All right, come out. I start poking some stuff in the room.
I mean, I can say all my sentences that end in a period too, but that doesn't make them all true.
Okay, don't believe me. Doesn't affect me. And he jumps down and climbs back up into his bed and lays down.
It's not that I don't believe you, I'm just asking for some kind of sign or evidence or any kind of thing to back up what you're saying.
Madam.
Uh-huh.
Of all the things you've seen today.
Yeah?
How many of them are things that you have seen before?
Most.
Oh, quite a few. Actually, yeah.
So, you've seen this race of Zelene before?
Well, I don't know what that is, but...
Or
again,
you've seen
the charm.
Pan Purdue, which was...
but you see, I haven't seen specifically Pan Purdue before this, but I've seen a village that looks an awful lot like it, so it wasn't necessarily novel.
But the point I'm making is I could give you assurances, but based off limited perception of each reality that you have, what assurances could I give you that would be undoubtable?
Well, it just seems that you have a pretty broad understanding of all realities, so perhaps you could just tell me something about mine, and I would be more inclined to believe that being true.
Your children are alive.
Well, I've only got one child, so you're not starting off too hot.
Metaphorical.
He just looks he just looks unflinchingly at you, like I didn't stutter.
Well, I know I've only got one.
You only birthed one.
Yeah.
In this reality.
I mean, are we counting all the people that I've kind of collected along the way? Because there's quite a few of them that are alive.
No. Did you think your child would not marry over the course of 50 years? Or perhaps your grandchildren? Or should we talk about that little voice that lives inside your head that cracks jokes that nobody here seems to know about?
I mean,
how deep would you like me to get before I ruin all your secrets that you don't want your friends to know?
I don't really have a lot of secrets, so if you want to tell them.
In Amura's defense, I do think there are more than one of us who have that little voice that likes to crack jokes in our head.
I don't.
I believe that.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's very upsetting.
It's, I don't know that you've read me right, because I'm not necessarily looking to keep secrets.
Or should I be the one to tell you that little tether of power that maintains you by the coast is the same reason you'll never see your child again?
Well, if you wanted to tell me more about that, I'd listen.
Oh, but I don't have my credentials. Now, as you will excuse me, it is time for my nap. And he hops down and skitters out of the hut.
And he never told us where she was. The one thing we came in here for.
He didn't tell us a lot.
He sure made us...
I say we do house-to-house search.
I say we be patient.
Well, he did say they're putting the skin... I do believe him when he said they're putting the skin back on.
So we need to find her and be there when she's done.
I think it might be best if most of you guys head home.
Do we even know how to head home?
Yeah, we need the rat.
Yeah, where's your ratness? That would be helpful.
He said he was...
Well, they left, so...
Right, because that was a great idea. I do remember saying that we should keep track of him. The rat thing. So...
You guys can decide what you want to do, but I'm going to go get some air.
Right. I don't think this really changes much. I think the plan of going back sounds good to me. I mean, I was just more along for the ride than anything. So Pan Purdue, I mean, could take it or leave it.
Come on, Clyde, you can get some material for the sequel, for your book.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of bug people. I mean, that's not really a page-turner. I do...
It's a bestseller, man, I'm telling you.
The sheet thing, though.
Let's go find her.
Listen to what the cat said, at least as far as not finding Zelene at the moment, because I really don't want to watch her skeleton jump back into her skin suit. That does not sound like a good time, my dude.
I don't want to see that, but here's what I do want. When she's done, when they're done, we're there to protect her, and we're there to take her home, and then we're there to seat her in her rightful place as
my
the
dude,
prophetess.
I think that if we chill in this town, that we'll be there.
I mean, it's not a big town, so she can't be...
You guys can do whatever you want. Stay here, get air, find the rat, go home. I'm finding her. Come with me if you want to.
Right.
Right, well, Hadwin's coming with me, so that's one. All right.
Don't think this is a good idea, my dude.
Let's go, buddy.
I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. You know what I mean?
Is it because your brother is back home? Is that why you feel like you don't have a purpose right now?
Well, I do worry about him, be honest. He hasn't done... Well, he's not in the best place, let me say that. So, we usually stay together. So, being away for this long is not exactly what I signed up for. And honestly, I mean, what have we known each other for? Day and a half?
A day.
Yeah.
It's a fair point. I mean, if you wanted to leave, I wouldn't blame you. But I did come here to make sure that Zelene was taken care of, and I won't leave until we know for sure.
Right. I mean, she seemed like nice enough. And, I mean, she's got the whole prophetess thing going on, and you're fine, and Jura, I like you, and it's Mama Ebb, and I don't know.
But who is going to be our expert if you leave?
I've got his book, so we can use that as a reference.
Oh, you're still... I thought you stepped outside, but...
No,
yeah.
I was hoping you guys were coming with me. No one came with me.
I'll give it another day, If at the end of that day, don't have everything taken care of, I really should be getting back. Or should I say at the end of a mile? I don't know what it is around here.
Let's do this.
Let's just find...
Come on, Clyde. Cass, let's go. Jura, whatever. You don't like me anyway.
I have no issue with you.
Then come with us.
Well, my duty here is to protect Priestess of the Sun Goddess.
Well, I think we'll make sure everything's all right and just avert our eyes. That's the plan.
Let's make sure they're doing what they're saying that they're going to do. And then we protect her. We take her home when they're done and do the priestess, prophetess stuff. And it'll be great.
Maybe she can say something about you. She could say, this Kesh guy, he's going to be perfectly fine. Doesn't have to worry. Wouldn't that do? Wouldn't that make you feel just so much better?
I don't think that there's a lot of getting out of this for me. I'm more than happy to wait for Zelene. You can all go home. You can tell Eb to go home.
No, we've already decided we're sticking around at least another day, making sure this Zelene's all right. Then we'll head out.
Okay, all right, let's go.
Okay,
let's find her. All right,
I'll find a place for us to stay.
This has been Playing Games with Strangers, featuring the vocal talents of Amanda Clements, Ben Avery, Celeste Mora, Dave Clements, John Michael Bilezikian, Josiah Crandall, Katherine Bilezikian, and John Haryu as our DM. Edited and scored by Katherine Bilezikian. Thanks for listening.